Good morning, Mr. Peta and my friends. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Desti Putri Tariska. My student number 140-142-1254. On this occasion, I will present the result of the children's book that I have made. The Boy and Canary Bird. There is a family who has lived in a city for a long time. They have four members, namely Tony, her youngest sister named Cindy, and her parents. They are already 6 years of the city. Tony and Cindy are brothers and also friends in their daily life. They are only 1 year apart in age. Tony, who is 6 years old, is now sitting in kindergarten. When the years and holiday arrive, they have planned to visit their hometown and visit their grandparents. Tony's father then reports to them and his mother. They agreed to this plan. Everyone agreed with the plan. Tony's father immediately bought the train ticket. After Tony's father came home, Tony asked his father, "Where are we going today?" said Tony. Tony's father replied, "We will be there next week. Since today is Monday, they will visit the village next Monday." Tony was happy because he had never been on vacation and had never been to his hometown. The day before the left was Sunday. Tony was excited to prepare the things he brought to his hometown. He prepared clothes to change and didn't forget to bring some of his toys. All of that was packed in such case that his mother had made. After finishing prepare everything to the box, Tony went straight to his room to rest and also set alarm so he could wake up in the morning, but couldn't sleep because his vacation was tomorrow. His father approached Tony in the room and asked Tony, "Why haven't you slept yet, son?" said father. Tony also replied, "I cannot sleep, father. It's time for bed, so I can wake up tomorrow morning, son," said the father, who was turning off the lights in his room. Tony alarm goes off. Ring, ring, ring. Tony wake up and turned off the alarm. Then he came out of the room to see his father and mother who had woken up first. He immediately rose into the bedroom to take a shower. After Tony finished, he went to his mother who was cooking. He also helped prepare food in the dining room. They all gathered in the dining room for breakfast because the house was far from the station. They quickly finished the breakfast and it was already 6 in the morning. The journey to the station took an hour. When they arrived at the station, they go straight to the waiting place for the train to come. After waiting for 30 minutes, the train arrived and they immediately got into the train carriage. The train they were riding was running fast. On the way to their hometown, they were joking and saying the beauty of the grand ridge field on their left side made their eyes fresh. Half of the journey they took made them feel bored because they were bored, and finally they had lunch with the profession the boat. After a long day of traveling and finally arriving at the station they were going to, His father immediately looking for a taxi for the trip to the village. Finally finding a taxi, they immediately to the taxi ordered by his father. The station is far from home. I heard Tony can wait to get to village to meet his grandparents, and finally arrived to front of the village inside. During the trip, present and very beautiful view because in the village nature is still awake. After a few minutes, they arrived in front of his grandfather's house, and his grandfather greeted him in the front yard of the house. Tony's parents went into the house because they were tired from the trip, but Tony and Cindy still missed the logging with their grandparents in the yard. I was eating late in the afternoon. Tony, Cindy, and her grandparents entered the house. At midnight, Tony woke up hungry, but he was lazy to get out his bedroom and finally he continued his sleep. When in the morning around 5 a.m., Tony woke up hearing the sound of a chicken. Kukuruyuk, kukuruyuk. He was surprised by the sound of the chicken because he lived in the city, so have never had the sound of chicken in the morning. At breakfast, Tony asked his grandfather, "Grandpa, this morning I heard the sound of a chicken. Is it true that's the sound of a chicken?" said Tony. Everyone in the dining room laughed and what Tony said. Grandpa answered, "Yes, they're right. That in the village and sound of chicken in the morning is normal. But I don't have one at my place, Grandpa," said Tony. His grandfather also explained with a laugh. Most of the town don't have chicken, but in the village every house must have a pet like that chicken, said Grandpa. Tony replied, "Ah, yes, Grandpa." Breakfast was finished and it was still morning. Tony took his grandfather to go for a walk around the village. His grandfather also wanted to obey the wishes of his grandchildren. His grandfather took Tony a small hut in the corner of the entire village to rest while enjoying the fresh air on the edge of a small stream. Because it was getting late at noon, the family went home. On the way home, there was a jawat seller. His grandfather also invited Tony to buy the jawat ice because Tony was also thirsty and finally wanted to buy the jawat ice. But to Jawat, Grandpa said, "Okay, Grandpa, that's Grandpa, great son who?" said the seller as he handed the ordered jawat. "Yes, this is my great son who is from the city return home," said the grandfather. After they finished drinking as jawat, they finally went home. It was time for lunch. His grandmother told Tony to have lunch together. Tony went into the house and went to the dining room. At night, they gathered in family room for television together while enjoying hot tea and boiled cassava. Because its preoccupation did not really see that I was late at night. The family finished watching TV and headed to their respective room to sleep at night. In the morning, his grandparents took Tony and Cindy to learn gardening in the backyard because gardening is the livelihood of his grandparents. While heading to Tony's backyard, he was surprised by a bird. Tony asked his grandfather, "Grandfather, what bird is this?" said Tony while looking at the birds. Grandpa replied, "This is parrots who always look after grandfather's garden." "Oh, the parrot, the can't like us, right, Grandpa?" said Tony. Grandmother replied, "Yes, the bird can talk because grandmother's garden is often damaged by older animals, so this bird is guarding this garden. Try to talk to him, later he will answer," Grandpa said. "Hello," said Tony the parrot, and the parrot answered, "Hello," with the parrot distinct voice. After that, they immediately learning gardens such as planting cassava and vegetables such as chili, kale, and papaya. They were taught how to plant, care for the plant, and clean the fallen leaves around the plant. After they finished, the cow cleaned it up because their clothes were dirty. After a few days, Tony was sitting under a papaya tree in his grandfather's garden. Suddenly, there was a sound, tweet, tweet, tweet. In the turret of the beat, the sound of a bunch of canaries. A bunch of canaries wanted to eat papaya. Because Tony immediately looked for small rocks and threw them and the flock a bit. And finally the flock a bird left because Tony was sleepy when they into the house to sleep. But before going to bed, he told his grandfather that there was a group of canaries who wanted to eat papaya, but his grandfather ignored him because he was used to the plant being eaten by birds. Suddenly a flock of birds came back. "Hey canary, why did you come here again?" said the parrot. One of the canary approached the parrot. "My friend and I are hungry to find food in the garden," said the canary. "Don't expect to take it. I will report you to my master," said Beo. "You'll be here again tonight." "Where you're asleep, Beo, ha ha ha," said the canary. At night, suddenly a flock of canaries came. They hid behind a big tree watching the parrot. Beo was fast asleep. The group was in action eating the master papaya. But suddenly, Beo woke up to see a bird. Then he shot them away. Finally, they left. In the morning, Grandpa and Tony came and were suddenly surprised because they had eaten a lot of the papaya leaves. Grandpa Tony was confused and he asked Beo, "Who is this who ate my papaya fruits?" Grandpa said. Beo replied, "The canary came to eat papaya last night." Because his grandfather was worried, he and Tony's family wanted to set a trap for the canary. The pellet trap was finished and the branch of the tree blew papaya because the canary liked fruit. After the finished installing, Grandpa and Tony took the cake. The day began in the afternoon. They were getting ready behind the tree to trap the bird. Suddenly a bird came, but only a pair of canaries were hit by the pellet trap. The other canary had not been shot by the trap. Grandpa and Tony then come on of hiding and caught the pair of canary and put them in a check. After Grandpa and Tony returned home with the check containing the bird. Because Tony was sleepy, he was trying to the bedroom. to the garden and found that the idea had worked and the papaya were not eaten by all the birds. Tony returned home. He took the pair of canary to feed. Because Tony is a ball like his, the birds so want to keep it. Since his vacation was about to end, Tony's father decided to return to the city in the afternoon. They were sad because they had to part with the grandparents. It was getting late in the afternoon. They had been picked up by a taxi and did not forget that the pair of canary were brought by Tony as a souvenir from his grandfather. He promised his grandfather to take care of this bird and vehicle. For the image elements, I took from Google and Pinterest. Thank you for your attention.